Hey everyone, happy Monday live. Welcome to the channel if you're new. How's everyone doing out there? I am uh, recently soaked from the shower, so getting ready for tomorrow at work. I'm going to have an early morning again. So glad to be starting at 8 p.m. tonight, exactly on the dot. It is like on railroad time right there, 8 p.m. Good to go. My phone's saying 8:01. We got 4 people in the chat already. 2 likes already. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. And we're going to stream for probably about an hour and a half tonight. Nothing too crazy long. I've got a very early start tomorrow. So just getting adjusted up here, guys. But tonight we're going to unbox a new to me Steam Engine. I'm using that term now because, I hate the term used. It's new to me. So I think it's a little bit better sounding. Yeah, it's a used logo. I recently picked up a new Steam Engine. Later on, guys, we're going to get to that and unbox that fresh in the packaging. I got some comments coming in. What's up, Brian Cathill? Welcome, welcome. MH&E Railroad, how's it going? Hello, hello. Trainman 1993, what's up? So yeah, guys, we got lots of cool stuff tonight to run. We're going to be running some cars that I just dug out of the dust. And you guys haven't seen these cars in a while. Also this week, guys, we will be doing an earlier morning live stream on 4th of July to celebrate. We'll be doing a caboose parade. Now, this has been a tradition on the channel for the past couple years. Last year, I did not do it. I was going through some stuff up here in the attic with power and all of that, so I didn't have an actual way to do it. So I don't think we did a caboose parade last year. So this year, we'll be doing a caboose parade up here on the layout. And what that is, guys, we'll be running cabooses in my collection. See how many we can run before the power knocks out on the transformer. But I've got some great boosters up here to run, cabooses to run. So we'll be running those during the live stream, possibly Thursday. It's either that or I do a video on the caboose parade. We'll see. I haven't really decided, but I think it'd be kind of cool to do a live stream or something on the caboose parade because that's been a tradition on the channel for a while. What's up, Mad Trains? How's it going? Cool. Awesome. What's up, Conroe Lock? Got myself a rail scope. Nice. Very, very cool. Found my first Illinois Central Railroad hairpin spike. Okay, that's cool. Very cool. And there we go. I got the notification that we're live. That was what that sound was, if you guys could hear that. What's up, Miss Hamilton? Hello, hi, Nick. Happy Monday. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're doing well. What's the new engine? Oh, you got to wait and see. Can never get enough cabooses. I know, right? It's crazy, guys. There's actually some trains that still use cabooses to this day. And Norfolk Southern uses at least 2 cabooses out in, the PH line uses one. Then there's a caboose floating around not this past winter, the winter before. There was a caboose floating around on an actual revenue freight train. So I thought that was kind of cool. Spring steel. I'm sure I've seen stuff like that out there, guys. You got to realize, I've seen so many railroad spikes, so many anchors, so many ties and plates. Plates catch my eye because there are some that are very different. You get single shoulder, which hold the rail only on one side, like this. Oh, it's the best way. It's like a hook. Then you get double shoulder that hold the rail on both sides. Single shoulders, you can scoot them under the rail until they grab on the web of the rail. And, it's pretty cool. Tom's in Ireland. What's up, dude? I saw pictures of that. It's awesome. Hopefully you guys are having fun, staying safe. Behave, children over there. Behave. Oh, man. What's up? Happy Valley. How's it going? Date nails. I have not seen a lot of those. A lot of those are in ties that have been long gone. I'm sure I've seen old nails. Nothing too crazy. I've seen date stamps on catenary poles, like a stamp. That's totally gone. It's like a rubber stamp, things like that. Other than that, guys, I really haven't seen a lot of really old stuff. I've seen some telegraph poles that are left on the Keystone. This is the line I work on, not out in other railroads. There's tons of old stuff everywhere. But it's crazy that my local railroad, the NCR, there's not a lot of poles left. I think a lot of those got washed out or torn down years ago. So there's only 2 or 3 that I know of. One's closer to New Freedom. The other one is up near Seven Valleys on like the way to Seven Valleys. That's the only two insulator poles I know of on that whole line, which is crazy. Caboose being used in Elkhart for NS. So what they usually do with the cabooses is that they'll put them on the end of cars that are very hard to stand on. They call it a shunting platform. So it's no longer an actual functioning caboose. It's really just a place for the conductor to stand to safely shunt cars back and forth. That's what they're using these cabooses for. They're not like an old school office, bathroom, crew change. I'm sure they hang out in those to play on their phone or whatever if they can, to get it out of the camera light. But a lot of these cabooses now are just shells of their former selves. It's really sad. Oh, man. 2 weeks in Ireland, coming home. Oh, jeez. Love the Illinois Central 3008. Very cool. 1958. So date nails, I think the closest thing that I've seen to that nowadays, like modern, are the date plates they put on rail. I've seen like it's like a chart they put on the rail with all of its like specifications and such. So I think that's the only thing I've seen close to a date spike. They still print the date on the rail. It's done like the newer stuff we're working on now from this company called SDI, Steel Dynamics. It's like laser etched on the rail. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not sure how long that's going to last because I was actually standing in front of the track we put in last year today on the watch, and I was looking at the date plate or the date etching of the laser etch, and it's already rusting. So it's getting harder to see already. Compared to the old school stuff, it's actually raised on the rail, like stamped. So, I don't know how long this stuff's going to last. This modern way of doing things, the easy way. It's sometimes the old way is the best way, honestly. What's up, AV Savannah? Good evening to you as well. Good evening to everybody. 4014 is currently using a caboose. Very cool. What's up, Don? How's it going? Good evening to you as well. But yeah, there's lots of old stuff, guys, that I'm sure I've passed by like 100 times. It's just when you're on the job, you don't really notice this stuff. Now that I'm in a different type of gang, that track gang that does different work than before, I have a little bit more time to look around and, smell the roses and such, smell the dust, take a look at old school things. And, we're walking track now doing quality control work compared to my last gang was like, we got to get this done. We got to cut this rail. We got to move on to the next spot. We got to cut another piece of rail. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more relaxed. I'm still doing a lot of work. Trust me, we're doing quality control in the new track. So it's a lot of walking, which is great because I'm actually losing a little bit of weight in the process. I feel a lot better. Some days are better than others. Some days they'll say, hey, we got to do like 2 miles. Some days it's like we're going to do to the number that we need. So it's usually less than can be up to a mile or so. But we have to get to a target in a few weeks here. That's going to be a really hectic rest of the week. We're ready to do the QC stuff. 1974 for CSX. Okay. Laser etch socks crap out in about 5 years. Oh, God. Yeah, I was looking at the laser etching on our new rail. It's really hard to read, honestly. It's still a little white, like you get the little white tack marks on it. You can see it. It's just not as pronounced as the old school, like stamped in the rail as it's red hot. They put the date, they put the hash marks of the month when it was made, the type of rail it is, Pennsy 136 or PS Pennsy Standard or 136 RE or 140, all that stuff. You don't really see that nowadays. It's all like laser etched. I'm not sure if Steelton does the laser etching still, because we don't use Steelton rail anymore. But I know when we were walking by Steelton plant, you could actually see the rail cooling. Absolutely amazing. You see the heat coming off this stuff. You could feel the heat from the track being nowhere near the plant. You can just feel this like intense heat coming off the cooling racks. They bring in like a bouillon of like steel, a whole billet, probably weighing thousands and thousands of pounds. They let it out in this cooling rack, convection cool. It just let the air cool it naturally. But you could feel the heat coming off that stuff, especially in the wintertime. It was just amazing. Um, Kentucky. Okay. How long do rails and ties last on a main line? So this is stuff I would love to do a Q&A session, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Honestly, the concrete ties, from what I've heard, there's different year ties. There's a 10-year tie, there's a 40-year tie, there's 50-year ties. Uh, the ties I believe we're putting in are 30 to 50-year ties, somewhere in that range. So I don't know what happens. Like I think this technology is so new. I'm not exactly sure what happens after 30, what it is, or do they replace the ones that are starting to crack? So that's something that's going to be new on the railroad for sure. I'm probably close to my retirement. When I'm leaving the railroad, that's when all these ties I installed, you know. Rail, okay, rail's a different story. So rail can last a really long time. We had rail on the Keystone that they just from 1948. Even some older stuff like 44 rail, 42. I think I found some 39. I call it wartime rail, like 39 to 44. I call it like wartime rail. There's still some rail on our sidings that is ancient. Like today, there's like, we were on a siding, single shoulder plates, original PRR plates. I believe the rail was from like the 20s. And I think the oldest rail I've ran into, and this is a siding, I'm talking like you're going slower than molasses, restricted speed, hauling a couple freight cars. And this is a spur, or not a spur, but it's just a siding. And Elizabethtown, PA, comes off the main line. And that rail down there, I believe, is from 1915 to 1925, somewhere in that line. It's very thin rail. It goes to like a brewery track. I don't even know if they use it. I know they put in new panels to take out some of that old rail when I was starting in my 90-day probation. But I worked in a switch, and the switch frog still had a Pennsylvania Railroad Keystone stamped in the frog. It was pretty amazing. And I'm like, dude, this is cool. But we call it E-Town Hole near the chocolate factory and all that. So, but that rail has been around for 100 years almost. Now the high speed rail, I think it's like they're trying to swap it out every 10 to 20 years or so. It takes a lot of beating. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Caboose I've seen lately on rail sections not connected to the live rail seems to be used as she sheds. So I would love to buy a caboose. I don't have the property for that. It's definitely in the plans. I would love to buy just a hangout caboose, restore one and just chalk it. But, it'd be really cool to have, just to have a caboose. But right now it would be like my entire backyard would be a caboose. There's no way to deliver one where I live. There's just absolutely no way that's possible. But if you go up to like Jim Thorpe, around that whole area, Reading, Allentown area, that whole northern part of PA, there's tons of privately owned cabooses everywhere. They're just absolutely everywhere. So, but no, with wooden ties, I'll be honest with you, I think the shelf life on like a decent wood tie, you guys were asking about this too. I'm going to say 10 years is like probably about the max for those. I've heard people say 10 to 20 years. Depends what you're doing. If it's like heavy freight traffic, those ties are just getting sunk down every day. I'm going to say 10 years. But if it's like a scenic railroad, you're going kind of slow, like restricted under 20 miles an hour. It's a restricted speed. I would say your ties are going to last probably 15 to 20 years. But wood ties also, they absorb moisture, they wick moisture, and that creosote ends up coming out of the ties just through natural processes, through thermal cycling and all that. So that brings in moisture. So that's what really kills the ties, that and pressure and the weather, just being out in the elements. So I would say a decent tie, like 10 years. Let's just say that. It's a conservative estimate, 10 years. Let's say that. Lots of comments coming in. What's up, Jub? How's it going? A 2-foot gauge? No, I don't. The yard's tiny at the house. Did a video recently. We found some dual gauge trackage. That's cool. I did upload a short hairpin rare. It's like, all right, I'll have to check it out. So, guys, we're gonna unbox this locomotive and we're gonna see if it runs. I believe it's gonna run. I bought this from one of my good friends, Troy, over at Iron Horse Trains. It was funny. Like, he's like, "Hey, man, I got this Mikado, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I'll let you guys guess on the road name first, but it's a Mikado. It's a USRA Mikado from K-Line, and it's just a beautiful tooling. So, I'll let you guys guess the road name of the new Mikado, and it's gonna be something out of the blue. You guys may not like get it at first. It's not Pennsylvania. That's the easy one, right? It's not a Pennsylvania. What's up, M. Bettina Berg? How's it going? It's not NYC. It's not Santa Fe. Let's see. Someone else. What is the speed limit on a freight train? So it's not. Hey, what's up, Sieber? It's not Union Pacific or Pennsylvania. It's not B&O. It's not Jersey Central. You guys will never guess. It's something kind of out of the blue. It's not Western Maryland. So speed on freight varies. I think on our trackage, max speed is 40 to 50, depending on where you are, really. So MH&E Railroad got the right answer. It's a C&O. Hey, Roscoe, what's up? How's it going? It's not a Wabash. You actually got it. It's a C&O. Chesapeake and Ohio. God, look at all these cool railroad names coming in here. Not Delaware and Hudson. Love D&H, though. Beautiful engines. Love that blue and the silver. And the shield. Can't not like the shield. That's pretty awesome. So I got a C&O Mikado. It's a K-Line. It's a Butte. It's a Butte Clark, and it's in this beautiful box. Let me check this out. Let me bring it over. So let me see what we got. All right, check how big this box is. This is crazy. Oh. So K-Line guys made like the best stuff. So here's the box. Look at this thing. It's like it can barely fit in the screen here. Steam engine and tender. Wow, glad it came with the tender. TWSS. Those are the greatest, especially at, oh God. So yeah, this box actually have the shipper downstairs, and we've got the K-Line documentation. Ooh, look at that. Add smoke fluid here, just in case you weren't sure. Add the smoke fluid there, and then lubricate these points. So that's kind of cool. I can actually set this box on the ground. Let's see. All right. So, guys, this engine will be upgraded this week when the boards come in. I'm going to upgrade this with Protosound 3. But here is the tender. Just very basic. It's crispy. Very crispy tender. The hatch does not open, but it has like little decals in the back. So it's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. And I'm hoping that someone didn't destroy this thing. It's going to be a PS3 upgrade. It's going to be. Right now it's TMCC. So it's on the list to be upgraded for sure. All right, let's see. Hold up a second, guys. I have to switch over to something really quick. I'll be right back. So, guys, I'm going to end this stream really quick. I have to switch the internet from my phone to the Wi-Fi in the house. So I'll be right back. I'm going to make another stream. So hold up. Be right back, guys.